Leo, you look like a ghost. I'm looking at your eyes and I see someone who hasn't seen sunlight in 3 business days. What is going on in your office?
Maya, I've become a yes man. I didn't mean for it to happen. It started small. My manager asked if I could quickly check a 50-page report at 4:55 p.m. on a Friday. Then my coworker asked if I could just hop on a quick call that lasted 2 hours. And then the marketing team asked if I could help them brainstorm for a project that isn't even mine.
And let me guess, you said yes to every single one of them.
I did. I felt like I had to. I'm an English learner in a global office, and I was terrified that if I said no, I would look lazy. I was worried they would think my English isn't good enough to handle the pressure, or worse, that I'm not a team player.
Leo, you just hit the nail on the head. That is a perfect idiom for our listeners. To hit the nail on the head means to describe exactly what is causing a situation.
It's a trap, isn't it?
It's the yes man trap, and it's exactly why we are producing this masterclass today on the Quick English podcast. Today, we are teaching you the most valuable soft skill of 2026, the soft no.
Most people think no is a negative word. They think it ends conversations. But in the professional world, a soft no is actually a sign of high competence.
Exactly. High performers don't say yes to everything. They say yes to the right things. Today, we're going to give you the exact scripts, the professional vocabulary, and the psychological hacks to protect your time while staying everyone's favorite colleague.
Okay, Maya, let's get technical. If I can't just say no, what do I say? How do I make a no feel soft?
It's all about the buffer. In English, a buffer is something that softens an impact, like a pillow between 2 hard objects. To build a professional soft no, you need 3 layers: acknowledge, constraint, and alternative.
Layer 1, acknowledge, the empathy layer.
You must start by making the other person feel heard. You aren't rejecting them, you are rejecting the task. Use phrases like, "I'd love to help with that project. That sounds like a really exciting initiative. I appreciate you reaching out to me for this."
Layer 2, the constraint, the why layer. This is where you explain your limitation without making it sound like an excuse.
In 2026, we have moved away from saying I'm busy. Being busy sounds disorganized. Instead, we use the word bandwidth.
Bandwidth, like an internet connection?
Exactly. If your bandwidth is full, the video won't load. If your professional bandwidth is full, you can't take more work. You say, "I don't have the bandwidth to give this the attention it deserves right now." That sounds so much more professional. What else can we say? You can talk about your plate. "My plate is a bit full with the Q1 budget reviews." Or use the word prioritizing. "I am currently prioritizing the client launch for Monday."
And the final layer, the alternative, the bridge layer. You don't leave them in a dead end. You give them a bridge to a solution.
Exactly. You could offer a different time. "I can't do it today, but I can jump on this next Tuesday morning." Or you point them to another resource. "I'm not the best person for this technical fix, but have you looped in the IT team?"
Looped in. That's a great phrasal verb. To loop someone in means to include them in the process.
Let's put this into practice. This is the hardest one, managing up. That means saying no to your boss.
That sounds dangerous.
It's actually helpful for your boss. If you say yes and then fail, your boss looks bad. If you say no professionally, you are helping your boss manage resources.
Okay, I'm ready. You be the boss.
"Hey Leo, I know you're working on the sales deck, but I just had a great idea. I need you to research our 5 main competitors and put together a comparison chart by tomorrow at noon. Can you handle that?"
I'd love to dive into that competitor research, Maya. It sounds like a great way to sharpen our pitch. However, as you know, I'm currently prioritizing the final sales deck for the big meeting on Monday. If I pivot to the research now, the sales deck might take a back seat. Which of these would you like me to focus on first?
Applause. Leo, that was masterclass level.
Why did that work so well?
Because you didn't say no. You said, "Which one should I do?" You put the power back in my hands, but you also showed me that I was being unrealistic. You used the term "take a back seat."
Leo, for our listeners, to take a back seat means to become less important or to be delayed. By asking the boss to prioritize, you are being lazy. You are being strategic.
What about coworkers? Sometimes they try to dump their work on you because you're the nice guy.
This is called scope creep. It's when your job slowly grows and grows until you're doing everyone else's work.
Let's try that. You be the coworker who wants me to help with a minor design task, even though I'm an accountant.
"Oh, Leo, you're so good with colors. Could you just spend 30 minutes fixing the layout of this PowerPoint? I'm struggling with the font alignment."
I appreciate the compliment, Maya. I wish I could help, but to be honest, I want to make sure your presentation looks top tier, and design isn't my core competency. In order to ensure this gets the professional look it deserves, it would be better to check with the creative team. I'm tied up with the audits until 5 p.m. anyway.
Oh, I love the phrase core competency. It's a very business English way of saying I'm not an expert at this.
And you also use tied up. That's a common idiom for being busy. I'm tied up until 5 p.m. It implies that you are physically restricted by your other work.
Finally, let's talk about the last-minute request. It's 4:30 p.m. and someone wants a quick favor.
We call this the false urgency. Just because it's urgent for them doesn't mean it has to be a fire for you.
How do we handle that?
You use the golden pause. You don't say yes or no immediately. You say, let me check my schedule and get back to you.
Let's roleplay.
Leo, quick, I need you to proofread this email to the CEO before I send it in 5 minutes. Can you do it?
I hear you, Maya, and I know that's an important email. I'm currently in the middle of a deep work session on the financial statements. If you can leave it with me, I can take a look at it by 9 a.m. tomorrow. Does that work for your timeline?
Perfect. You stayed calm. You didn't let her panic become your panic. You use the term deep work session. In 2026, this is a very respected phrase. It means you are focusing intensely on a difficult task and shouldn't be interrupted.
Maya, let's give our listeners a cheat sheet. Here are 25 phrases and words from today's masterclass that they can use tomorrow.
Let's go through them by category.
Describing your workload. At capacity. I am currently at capacity. I can't do more. Spread too thin. I'm worried if I take this on, I'll be spread too thin. Too much work, low quality. Tied up. I'm tied up with a client call. I am busy. Full plate. My plate is a bit full at the moment. Bandwidth. I don't have the bandwidth for a new project this week. Explaining the no. Prioritizing. I am prioritizing the year-end report. Core competency. That isn't my core competency, not my skill. Scope creep. I want to avoid scope creep on this project. Deep work. I have a deep work session scheduled for this afternoon. Hard deadline. Is this a hard deadline or is there some flexibility? Offering alternatives. Loop in. Let's loop in the marketing team for that. Circle back. Can we circle back to this on Wednesday? Talk later. Touch base. Let's touch base next week when I have more time. Take a back seat. Which of these tasks should take a back seat? Pivot. I can pivot to that if we delay the other project. The soft openers. I'd love to help, but I appreciate you thinking of me. In order to ensure the best results, I want to give this the attention it deserves. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. Managing the outcome. Alignment. I want to make sure my tasks are in alignment with our goals. Leverage. I want to leverage my time more effectively. Streamline. Let's streamline this process so it takes less time. Bottleneck. I don't want to become a bottleneck for this project. Win-win. Giving this to Sarah is a win-win because she is a design expert. Maya, we need to talk about one more thing. For many of our listeners, their native culture might be more direct or more indirect than English. This is so important. In some cultures, saying no to a boss is considered an insult. In others, saying I'll try actually means no. In Global English, the English we use in 2026, clarity is kindness.
Exactly. If you say maybe when you mean no, you are hurting the company. You are becoming a bottleneck.
A bottleneck, like the neck of a bottle where the water gets stuck?
Right. If everyone is waiting for you to finish a task that you never wanted to do, the whole project slows down.
So the soft no isn't just about being polite, it's about being reliable.
If you say no today, people will trust your yes tomorrow because they know that if you say you will do it, you actually have the time to do it well.
We have covered a huge amount of ground today. This was truly a masterclass.
Let's recap the 3 big takeaways for our Quick English podcast listeners. Don't say I'm busy, say I don't have the bandwidth or I am prioritizing X. Use the 3-step formula: empathy, constraint, alternative. The golden pause. Always check your schedule before saying yes.
And here is your homework. Tomorrow at work, someone is going to ask you for something small. Maybe it's a quick call or a small favor.
Even if you can do it, we want you to practice the golden pause. Tell them, that sounds interesting. Let me check my bandwidth and get back to you in 10 minutes.
Practice the words. Get the feeling of the words in your mouth.
And remember, your time is your most valuable asset. If you don't protect it, nobody will.
Thanks for joining us for this special masterclass on the Quick English podcast.
We'll see you in the next episode. Stay confident, stay professional. Bye.
Bye.